I started studying architecture. And then, so I think that's probably where my creative part comes in, but I practiced for a bit and then dumped it, got bored. Why do you look discouraged by the fact that I dropped it? So my career accelerated really fast. Like I was working while I was in school. So by the time I finished school, I had 5 years experience. I became a junior partner at my firm. So I got bored really quickly. And then I quit and I started teaching for free. So I would go to public secondary schools and I would teach entrepreneurship, success, and leadership. 3 things I had no proof of. Interesting. I don't know how they listen to me. I don't know how the schools agreed for me to come, because I was an undergrad. I wasn't an entrepreneur. I wasn't successful. And I clearly wasn't a leader of anybody. But they allowed me to teach. So I taught for a bit. Then I got into venture capital and started investing in startups, supporting startups. Did that for 6 years, 5 years plus. Now I run a tech company and we build software, any type of software at all. Apps, mobile, web, anything. So one of my hobbies is talking to entrepreneurs and helping and mentoring and just talking through the ideas and supporting them in building vibrant, great businesses. My personal conviction is that entrepreneurs are the last frontier for Africa's development. And the only people that will build Africa are entrepreneurs. I don't think that the government will. I don't think that development finance will. I think it's entrepreneurs. Because entrepreneurs do something that's very incredible. They solve problems. Why do you think that they had to create a creative entrepreneurship program? So heads up, I'm very controversial. I'm typically a very controversial person. My brain starts thinking from the negative. So every information I hear, I start with opposing it. It's not I don't think it's a good thing. So I'm not asking you, I'm not telling you that this is the way to go. I'm now the role model. This is how your brain should work. This is just how my own brain works. So as you were talking about the things that you learned, the first thing as you say it, I'm like, I don't agree. That's how I start. I start with, I don't agree. Then I think about, okay, does it make sense with under existing parameters? And then I think maybe have truth or maybe not true at all. So I'm super controversial. So just watch out, because I'm going to be attacking a lot of your philosophies. But let's start. Why do you think they created a creative entrepreneurship program? Who wants this? Have an idea. Yes.
Our forefathers used to make different parts.
No. Why? So there's creative entrepreneurship. Yes, the creatives that are entrepreneurs, right? Why do you think there has to be a special intervention for creatives that want to be entrepreneurs? Why?
Since those people involved that want to venture into entrepreneurship, but they don't have the capital to start.
Okay, are you giving capital? So there's no money in this program.
Well, there's no money, but you have to expose us to lots of things that we don't know.
Okay.
That will really help us along the way.
Okay. So I particularly think that this is just simply an entrepreneurship program. Yes. Yes. What's the person's name? Ajibike, you can unmute and speak.
Hi everyone, good morning. So I think they created a creative entrepreneurship program because oftentimes creatives have operated from the perspective of passion and something that they like to do, and find it difficult to express the business dimension of their entrepreneurship career.
Thank you. You hit the nail on the head, spot on. Every other entrepreneur starts with, this brings me. So let's park this. Can we park this? Can we park it? We'll come back to it. Put a pin on this, right? I wrote passion. Put a pin on it. Let's start another thread. What do you think is the single most important thing to an entrepreneur? What's the single most important thing to an entrepreneur? Interest. Interest. What did you say? He said interest. So if I spell wrong, just pardon me. What's the single most important thing to an entrepreneur? Interesting. See problem, find solution. Okay. Who else will try? Nobody? You're an entrepreneur. What's the single most important thing to you? Yes.
My answer is finding seeing solutions instead of problems. I think.
No, he didn't say seeing solution to the problem. So he said see problem and find solution.
Okay. So for me, I'll say two things.
Okay. No, one thing.
Oh, just one.
Yeah.
It's mentioned that I think it has to do with.
Not since he's mentioned that.
Yeah.
Don't start on his basis. What is to you? What is the most important thing to you?
So I think to be an entrepreneur
Yeah.
is having the courage or the liver to fail and then continue trying.
So liver.
Yeah.
Mind.
What?
What?
Courage to fail and try again.
Mind. Still. Liver. Liver. All right. Anything? Yes. Risk. Is liver now? Is it with liver? All right. Okay. Validate ideas. Economic value. Okay. All right. So amazingly, it means that you guys have not been victims of motivational speakers. I'm so sorry. I constantly feel the need to attack motivational speakers every time I speak, especially the amateur ones, right? Not people like Larry Olusola, like he's only motivational speakers as I'm concerned, like it's so much more, right? Or even Fela Duro. Those guys are like veterans and they have content. Like the people that tell you aspire to retire, say it and become it. You understand? Those people that say, right? Even Tony Robbins has a content. If you listen to Tony Robbins, not the excerpts, because Tony Robbins segments are like 23 tapes. You need to listen the whole freaking thing, right? To get the content out of Tony Robbins, right? But all these people that just come and tell you can do it, believe in it, just go out there and do it. You understand? That the people that say that the time your salary is the time your boss paying you for your dream. Oga, where is your dream? You. What have you done? Right? Those people, right? Those people that tell you fire your boss, don't work for anybody. Those people, right? Zero content, right? So someone that has a job now that is earning salary should now quit and go and do what? I'm gonna start begging. But my point is, many of them say idea. Have you heard that before? One idea. All you need is an idea. The idea is the biggest thing. All you're looking for is an idea, right? Facebook had one idea. Microsoft, one idea. Have you heard this before? Good. So clearly you guys not buy it because you guys not say the idea. So I'm very happy with this class. You guys gave me the most diverse answers, which is good. For me, and this is my own philosophy, I believe that the most important thing to an entrepreneur is problem. Yes, problem. And I explain why. So this is one analogy I use in every class. It goes, so me, I actually have a script too, at least this beginning part, my basic. So we're talking about all the speakers having their scripts of how they talk, because these sessions have been running concurrently. So how many of you here took your multivite this morning? Multivite. Anybody take a multivite? Multivite, now multivitamin. Yes, did you take your own this morning? Why? You don't feel the need. You don't feel the need to, right? Right? Yeah. Imagine if I was on that class like this with 70-year-olds. How many of them do you think would have taken their multivites this morning? All of them, right? Okay. Now, if you woke up with a splitting, banging headache, the kind of one that you cannot lift your head up from the bed, you know that kind of headache, where you feel like your head is falling to the ground, would you have taken Panadol before coming here today? Would anybody have to sell you Panadol? Would anybody have to advertise Panadol to you? No, right? Why? Because you had a problem that you can see, that you can feel. If you went to the hospital, maybe just for, hey, wasn't for checkup, and maybe you're going to even donate blood for somebody, and you just say, hey, let's check you. And they said, oh my God, how are you walking? You're dying. Sit down. Like, I'm dying. He just also say, oh my God, I can't believe this. He just, please call. Do you have any relative? Call them. They need to be here now. Like, what's happening to me? Say, just please call your relatives now. This is urgent. Like, what's going on? And they said, you are literally dying. You need to take these multivitamins every day to survive. 5 tablets in the morning. Will you take it? You take more. Why? Problem. Now, in the world, human problems have been the same. They haven't changed. No new problem has been created. People need to eat because they are hungry. People need to wear clothes because they're naked and the forces of elements of the world. People need to communicate with each other because human beings are social beings, right? People need to aspire and people want to go up in society. People want to feel appreciated, loved, and cherished. People want to find life partners and companionship. It's the same thing. How we've solved these problems over time has evolved. How did people find companionship before? There were tribes where people could literally go steal a woman. If you found a woman that you liked, you saw her, you liked her, in the night, you and your boys would go there, break into the house, steal the woman. Once you stole her, she was your wife. You found companionship. In other places, they had matches, they had to fight. The strongest man had the choice of the women. That was the way they found companionship. Today, you find companionship online, on an app, sliding right or left, swiping, right? Your ability to swipe, your ability to, to look unreal, makeup, lashes, toning, everything determines your ability to get a mate. True? The ability to portray, put your personality out there. No, you don't think so? You say what? What did you say? You have to put you talked about perception, yeah? You learned about perception yesterday, right? You have to put your best foot forward. At least you're hoping that even though deep down inside I have a great personality, but if my face scared you before you meet my personality, there's no point, right? So I'm gonna have to just allow you see that, look, get to know me. At least give me a chance. Give me a chance, right? My point is, the way that problem has been solved has evolved. True? The same way with food, hunger, right? At the beginning, people had to go to farm themselves. You farm and you cook what you eat. Like there was no other way. You had to farm what you eat or grow what you eat or rear the animals that you will kill to eat, or you go out and hunt, right? Then from there, they had markets where you could actually go and buy. And then from there, there's fast food that you can actually just order and they bring it to you, right? That has evolved over time. The same with communication. People want to interact. Human beings want to talk. We're social beings. At the point, the only way to communicate with people afar was to write a letter, right? Write a letter, post it, 3 months, it gets there, they write back. So in 1 year, you won't talk to the person twice. Then there was telegram, there was fax, telephone, instant messaging. Now, do you get? Now imagine if somebody came to you and said, oh my God, I found a human problem that is very fundamental and basic. I need to solve it. So what is it? It's communication. Say, that's great. What's your idea? My idea is letter. Say, what do you mean? Say, no, you get a piece of paper, you write, dear sir, dear Jane, dear Mustafa, and you write an letter. Is that a good idea? Huh? It's not a good idea? Okay, so imagine if he appeared in the Garden of Eden just immediately after God had pursued Adam from the garden and had sent Cain to become a vagabond. And then they told Eve, I have a way that you can communicate with Cain. I know you feel sad. Mothers always feel sad. You feel sad that Cain had to leave, right? I have a way you can communicate with Cain. It's called letters. I will teach you how to write. How do you think Eve? What do you think Eve will say at that time? She'll be like, oh my God, mind-blowing innovation. This guy, too much brain. Right? But if they tell you that now, you're like, nonsense. True? What changed? Time. The reason why I'm saying this, I know you. Very good friend. Yeah, that's how I know you. I don't know you, I've seen your picture. Okay, all right. So, yes, I don't know. I have a lot of people that have those faces. All right. Now, what I'm trying to explain to you is this. The problem is constant. The solution changes. So you can't fall in love with the solution. So you can't fall in love with your idea. This is the problem. Now, when everybody feels like the idea is the thing, is the, oh my God, I fasted for 7 days to get this idea, is why you give somebody feedback on the idea and they fight it. How many of you have been there? You have a friend, she comes and says, oh my God, I have this great idea, I want to start a business, so what is this? And she tells you, you know it's terrible, you know this is crap, you know this will fail. Well, you are now, do I cherish my friendship, or do I give her feedback, or like Gail, you go girl, I support you 100%. Right? You know that she will waste her money. You know this. But what happens? You support her because like I need to be the supportive friend. Why is this? Because people are attached to the idea. Now, on the flip side, if they are attached to the problem, then they'll be on a journey to find the best solution. Now, this is why they have to get intervention for creatives. It's because most entrepreneurs start here. Most entrepreneurs start with a problem, right? That's the problem. I want to try and I'm trying to do this and I'm facing a struggle. So I need to create a solution to this struggle that I face. That's how entrepreneurship starts. But creatives start with passion. Not with problem. So the fashion designer says, I like fashion. That's why you're doing a fashion business. Yes, but you're not solving any real problem. That's why you have a problem selling your product. That's why multivitamins will have a problem selling to young people. They don't advertise to you. Have you ever seen any multivitamin advert that they're talking to young people? Never. Is who? Old people. Why? They are dying. They don't want to die. Do you understand? So because creative starts with here, they have a problem in the whole entrepreneurship journey. So what I'm going to do with you today, you need to change your perspective. Passion, honestly, doesn't really matter. You need to care deeply about the solution, the problem you want to solve. You need to care deeply about it. So I'd rather care deeply about the problem. Why does caring deeply about the problem work? Is because you're connected to the problem. I'll give an example. I met an entrepreneur. This guy pitched to us and we gave him money immediately in my previous life. I had a very simple problem. He said, look, I'm a medical doctor. He said, but in my business, my mom was diabetic, but she died. Do you know why she died? She died because diabetes is it's an ailment that you have to manage. And that management needs constant care. I was busy in the city. My mom was in the suburb. I couldn't see her as often as possible. And she died because I couldn't give her the care that she required. I'm creating a startup. It's called Gero Care. And Gero Care is very simple. We want to allow you with a subscription, pay for general healthcare of your parents, where one person goes to check up on them regularly. And you can pay a subscription. And you have a dashboard where you can see their health status, you can see the drugs they're taking, you can see how far gone they are, you can see everything about your parents on the palm of your hand. Will we invest in that? Yes. Why? One, he's a medical doctor. Two, he cares deeply. His mom died. He's doing it because his mom died and he doesn't want any other person's mother to die or father to die. I felt a pain I don't want you to feel. He cares deeply about it, but it's a problem. Will you subscribe for that? I'm sure many of you are like, please, can you give me the guy's number? Because like my mom is in the village and I really want to know how she's doing. Because every day she calls me and says that her leg is spinning her head is spinning her hand is spinning her, right? So, but my point is, it starts with the problem, right? So now as you're thinking about your business, we're going to go into the business model canvas. You need to start thinking, what problem really is my business solving? If it's not solving a problem, you'll find it difficult to sell. Are you with me? Now, and the process of finding a solution is a journey. It's not a one answer. And as we go through this, we'll talk about like what that journey looks like for a business. All right, good. Any questions so far? Are we good? Am I making sense? Sure? Great. So I want to say something? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Ideas are a dime a dozen. Like ideas are so cheap. Ideas are, people think that ideas are the easiest thing to come by, literally. Right. So I won't dwell more on ideas. Okay, so good. So we're going to talk about the business model canvas today. The business model canvas is a one-page business plan. How many of you have ever written a business plan before? Anybody? Did it work? Okay, so you didn't want to use it. Anybody wrote a business plan they wanted to use? Did it work? I know, but like whether or not you got money, did you try to implement the business plan? Okay, so you need a document to get funding. Okay, did anybody write it actually to use it? Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. What happened?
It did work, but I don't but yeah. It's about sustaining it.
So the business plan didn't work now. Yeah, so no, the grant is not the goal. Just that the goal is for your business to be alive. So a lot of people have made fundraising the goal. So they have raised money now, okay, then what? Then the hard work starts. So it didn't work. Right? Okay, so this is what I'm trying to establish. Every experienced investor will tell you that the business plan is crap. It's crap. Every investor will tell you that document is rubbish. They know. They make you write it, but it's rubbish. Because a business plan is a bunch of assumptions. It's an assumption. You are assuming that you will create this product, right? And that these people will buy it. And that they will buy it at 5 naira. And that enough of them will buy it for my business to stay afloat. And they will buy it in a short period of time that allows me, everything is an assumption. But the problem with it more is that you have to write these lengthy assumptions. It's like 50 pages of assumptions. And then so when you now begin to implement it, you really never go back to edit it. So you're like, oh my God, I assumed that women under the age of 30 will buy this product at 10,000 naira. And 1 million of them will buy it in 3 months. That's my assumption. But then I take it to the market and guess what? Women under 30 say we don't care about it. What? You don't care about it? All right, who cares about it? Now, I don't go back to my business and say, okay, my new market segment is not women under 30. It's too long to go and do that. So that document becomes a relic that you just keep on the shelf and it gathers dust. You never really go back to it, right? So they know this. So everybody will tell you that the process of business planning is valuable, but the document is crap. So why they make you write it is that they want you to think about your business. They want you to think about who is my customer? Really, who really is my customer? Like, and why do I think that they will buy? Right? Are they teenagers? Are they young people? Are they older people? Are they middle class? Are they, do you understand? Why would they buy my product? And at what price would they buy it? What's the value I want to provide? How am I going to achieve it? What are the activities I need to do to be able to provide this value? They want you to think about it, even though they know that when you hit the market, everything goes to crap. You know, someone says that all the rehearsals are really good until you get punched in the face. I've heard that before. Like you can do all the but once you get punched in the face, boom, everything, all the taekwondo you learned goes out the door. Right? So the same thing with the market. Like once you hit the market responding to you, every investor will tell you that even they don't know what the market wants. And they'll tell you this because there were products that they said will never fly. For example, Airbnb. Nobody thought Airbnb was going to work. In fact, Airbnb was the perfect example because Airbnb was started by a part-time entrepreneur. He had a job, he refused to quit his job, and he was trying to raise money for Airbnb. The funny thing is, how many of you have heard of a company called Y Combinator? So Y Combinator is the biggest accelerator in the world. They've invested in people like Dropbox, They are over $1 billion valuation as a fund themselves. They invested in so many unicorns. The CEO of Airbnb, the CEO of Y Combinator was roommates, if I'm not literally roommates. The CEO of Airbnb was crashing on his couch and he refused to invest in Airbnb. He said, I know you're not a serious person and I know that you're doing this thing part-time. I'm not going to give you my money. And I don't think it's going to work. Do you ever think that somebody will allow somebody to come and live in their house? Like you rent a room in your house to someone you don't know to come and stay there for some days. It didn't make any sense. But now, whenever I travel abroad, I don't even use hotels. I think Airbnb. They tell you what Airbnb is over $1 billion today, right? So they tell you that nobody knows what will work. The only person that tells you that will know what will work is the market. So sometimes you say, this product is so sure it will work. It gets to the market and nobody wants it. Then this product is so shitty, nobody's going to use it. It gets to the market and everybody wants, that's what we're looking for, right? And everybody takes it. So we don't know. So because we understand that the process is good to think, but everything you will come out with are assumptions anyway. We know that the only way you would learn is by going into the market and failing, like that guy said. So you try it doesn't work. You try something else, it doesn't work. We need a document that is easy to edit. So as you're trying it, this doesn't work. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. But say, okay, let's do this. Let's ditch this whole freaking long document that is just a waste of time. And let's create something. You go next slide. Let's create something called the business model canvas that is just a one-page business plan that allows you still to go through the process of thinking, but also allows you the flexibility of changing as you go on the journey. Are you with me? All right. Now, so this document has certain segments, and this segment basically comprises of everything you need to figure out for your business. Here you have your customers, the customer segment. Who exactly are you trying to sell the product to? If you have a product, you have to be selling to someone. Who is this person and why will they buy? That's your customer segment, right? You have your value proposition. Value proposition, what am I trying to even sell in the first place? What is the value? What is the product? What is the thing? What am I giving you? And remember we said is that this has to be off of a problem. So people have to have a problem that you're trying to solve with your value proposition, right? Then relationships. How am I going to relate to the customers that I want to solve? And how am I going to reach them? How will they hear about my business? And how am I going to engage with them? Relationships. Channels. How am I going to get the service to them? How am I delivering that service to them? Are they coming to my shop? Am I taking it to them? Am I streaming it to them? How am I getting that service to them? Channels. Key activities. What are the key things I must do as a business to be able to deliver this value to this customer base? There are things that you must do. For example, if you're into music, you must write the song. You must produce the song. You must understand. You must then upload the song on a streaming platform. Like there are activities that you must constantly do for you to be able to deliver your value to your customers. Resources. What are the things I must have? What are the key things I must have? Some businesses must have a physical location. Some other businesses don't need a physical location. So these are key resources, not all resources, key. What are the key things I need? You know, someone says that, I'm going into fashion, and someone says I'm going into food business and I need to have a restaurant. No, you don't need to have a location. There are so many Instagram food businesses today, right? So what are the key means fundamental things. Then key partners. Of the activities that you have to do, there's some things that you don't have to do yourself. So there's something that you might outsource. For example, how many of you know that Jumia doesn't have a logistics fleet? You know this. So all the bikes you see with Jumia on them are not owned by Jumia. I have a friend that is one of the key partners to Jumia. He has 10,000 bikes, maybe 100,000 bikes on Jumia. They are all branded Jumia, but they are not Jumia bikes. They're his bikes and his logistics company. So Jumia realized that, look, it's better to outsource logistics, but logistics by itself is a whole pot of beans. Right? So Jumia has outsourced logistics to this guy. Abroad, Amazon rents warehouses. Somebody else does the warehousing for Amazon. So Amazon just cares about, I'll connect the buyer and seller. You do warehousing, you do logistics. I'm just focused on connecting, right? So those are key partners. So what are the key partnerships I need to build for my business? Cost structure, what are the things I'm spending money on? And all of this comes from everything you've said here, from your activities, your resources, your partnerships. What are the key things I need to buy, purchase, pay for, subscribe to, blah, 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 and pay. Revenue streams, what are all the ways I can make money? And you need to think about all the ways you can make money. Many times people are very, very narrow focused on how to make money. Like, okay, I'm going to sell the bottled water. I'll sell water, that's how I make money. But How about other things? What else can you do? If you're having to make the bottle yourself, can you make bottles for other people? Or even if it's just water that you're putting inside, okay, I can sell you the bottled water. Can I deliver the water to you too? Can you have an added fee for delivering the water to you? Can I ask you to do a subscription where I bring water to you regularly, added fee? Like, so anything, what are all the possible ways I can I even make water for you with your own label on it, just maybe in case maybe you're doing a wedding? Can I custom make your water for you? So instead of having Nestle, it will be Jennifer Weds John on the bottle, right? So you're thinking, what are all the multiple ways I can make money in your revenue streams? So I'm going to watch a bunch of videos I'm going to discuss, right? If you just explain to you the process, explain to you how you're going to do this, how you can do this for yourself, and then we would engage as we go on. Cool? Any questions so far? Any disagreements? I really like when people disagree with me. Like, Mimshak, everything you said is crap. I don't believe you. I don't agree with you. I think that idea is still the best. I won't have a debate. I like that. None? All right, cool. Okay, so next slide. Let's watch the first video. Ciao with you. I didn't take that. Yeah, that's good.
This is the story of Beth, her friend Carl, and an idea they believed could become a great business. It's the story of how they succeeded, and if you're an entrepreneur or anyone with a great idea, it could easily be your story too. But let's begin at the beginning. See, even if you have a great idea, success is far from assured. That's because for every great idea that has shaped our world, there are thousands of seemingly great ideas that have flopped. In order to succeed, a great business idea needs a great business model, and they're not the same thing. Once your idea meets the world, it will meet customers. If they don't care about the problem your idea solves for them, it's game over. But even if customers love your value proposition, you can fail if your business model is not scalable and financially sustainable. You'll need to find reliable channels to reach and acquire your customers. You'll need to build an infrastructure that won't collapse as your business begins to grow. Failing to do just one of these things can mean death to your business, however great your idea is. That's why your first work is to search for the right business model, to map this world of challenges so it can be tamed and organized, allowing you to explore it, manage it, and plan for it. What if there was a tool that could help you with this challenge, simply and visually? A tool that makes it easier to stress test your ideas, track your progress, and avoid breaking the bank along the way. What if it was possible to design and test business models in a way that gives your idea a better shot at rising to the level of the great businesses that are shaping our world? It is, and though the journey for these guys, and for you, won't be a walk in the park, all you'll need is your creativity, willingness to work, and passion for your idea. We'll give you the rest.
Okay, next video. Any questions? I said most of that already, so okay, next one.
This is the business model canvas. It's just what Beth and Carl will need to craft a powerful business model, and it can do the same for you. Let's dive in and see how it works. There are 9 essential building blocks that make up any business model. When you get all 9 blocks working together, you'll have answered the fundamental questions any business model must solve. We'll start here with customer segments. These are all the people or organizations for which you're creating value. For each segment, you have a specific value proposition. These are the bundles of products and services that create value for your customers. Channels describe through which touchpoints you're interacting with customers and delivering value. The customer relationships outline the types of relationships you're establishing with your customers and how you're acquiring and retaining them. Pricing mechanisms through which your business model captures value are documented under revenue streams. The key resources show which assets are indispensable in your business model, so you can describe the infrastructure you need to create, deliver, and capture value. The key activities show which things you need to be able to perform well. The key partners show who can help you leverage your business model, since you won't own all key resources yourself, nor will you perform all key activities. And once you understand your business model's infrastructure, you'll also have an idea of its cost structure. Any business model can be mapped this way: 9 building blocks working to reinforce and strengthen each other. But before you make a model for yourself, it helps to see what a breakthrough business model looks like in action, like this one. Low-cost airlines revolutionized air travel thanks to their disruptive business model. Let's first look at their value proposition. A low-cost airline offers ultra-cheap flights to their main customer segment, budget travelers, by adopting a no-frills policy. And this leads to additional revenue streams, because customers pay for their ticket and additional fees on items like food and drink, priority boarding, and luggage. The airlines save even more money through their choice of channels, selling only through call centers and the internet, making for efficient, if not always convenient, customer relationships that are automated and often impersonal. Okay, that covers the right side of the canvas, the part everyone can see. The left side of the canvas is what's going on backstage. Like their choice of key resources, they reduce maintenance and training costs by using a single aircraft model for the whole fleet. And they only fly to cheap airports where it's cost efficient to land, or where they even get paid to touch down. Planes that do land have quick turnarounds, so they get back in the air earning money as quickly as possible. And they form key partnerships with others in the travel industry, like car rental, hotel, and insurance companies. Finally, under cost structures, all maintenance, training, airport, and call center costs are trimmed to their lowest levels. All of these pieces working together make their fares almost impossible for traditional airlines to compete with. There's nothing superior about these airlines except their business models. They're reaching an entirely new segment of travelers out of reach for traditional airlines. Cutting out costs is pretty exciting, right? But wait, just because it's successful for discount airlines doesn't mean it will work for your idea. Luckily, the business model canvas allows you to iterate many models and test them quickly. Let's get started with your own business idea.
Okay, so I'm going to give you this, and we're going to do some work on your own business idea. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. Mr. Philip, I think we're going to need more of this. You have to print your own photocopy, or you're going to print it? Okay, so we just print. Okay, so while we're waiting for more of this before you start this, I'm going to talk a little bit about this is going to be the first class I'm going to talk about this on this program. And it's just a challenge for you. So in Nigeria, a lot of businesses are Me Too. Do you know what Me Too is? Me Too. What does it mean? Yeah, so someone comes and says, oh my God, I'm selling shoes, and the shoes are selling. Really? Shoes are selling. Say, the people are just buying my shoes. Oh my God, the next day, the person launch our Instagram page. Shoes. Shoes for you. Right? Me too. Abuja now, what's really in Abuja now is all the restaurants have become lounges. Right? Restaurant by day, lounge by night. Lounge everywhere. Or garden. So Abuja is a food city. Either it's garden or it's lounge. Everybody's doing the same thing. So it's a Me Too business. They're not really trying to solve any particular problem, right? They're just like, look, lounge business is working, I'll do my own lounge too. So you walk around with it to like 20 lounges on one road, right? I want to challenge you as you think about your idea, your business, to do something really different. And I'm going to direct you sort of in the line where there's opportunities. So there's something called MCI, even though this is a totally different class by itself. It's called Market Creating Innovation, right? Market Creating Innovation. The concept of this is, by the way, if you want to know more about this, there's a book called The Prosperity Paradox. It's written by a friend of mine and a very renowned author, Clayton Christensen, who is like the father of disruptive innovation. But the idea of this is there is a market segment of people who can't use or haven't been able to use a product or a service, not because they don't want to, but either because they can't afford it or because they don't have the education required to utilize it. Are you with me? So I'll give an example. Africa was thought of as, and is still thought of as, the poor continent. And before Mo Ibrahim brought Celtel to Africa, nobody believed that Africa could afford telecommunications, right? But Mo Ibrahim said, no, Africans would consume telecommunications. But the thing is that he had to bring telco to Africa in a different model from how it is in Europe. If you've traveled abroad before, you will know that you can't buy what we call recharge cards here, don't exist abroad. Recharge card is an innovation for Africa. And also, if you remember, back in the day, the only recharge card that existed was MTN 1,500 naira, remember? Then at a point, MTN did 500 naira, 750, then 500, right? Then Glo just came in and just said, 100 naira recharge card. What? Can you remember before it was per minute billing? Even if they pick if you flash and they pick it, it's 50 naira. Pa, gone, pay, right? We had professional flashers back then. Boom, boom, boom. And then professional pickers. Like, catch you. I mean, they flash your father, right? But what happened? They need to innovate their business model because most of Africa is poor. And because most of Africa is poor, they change their business model to say, okay, we can't do per minute because many people can't afford per minute. We have to do per second. And then from per second, we have to sell recharge cards, cheaper recharge cards. How many of you know people that buy 500 MB data plan? They buy the smallest data plan. They won't off their WhatsApp. They off their data once in a while. Do you know that many of those people end up spending more money on data than you? You buy bulk and buy 1K, 2 gig down. They will end up spending 1.5. They won't get up to 2 gig, but because they can buy it small. Because most of them earn daily. Have you noticed that in Nigeria, one of the greatest innovators in Nigeria are FMCGs. FMCG means fast mover consumer goods. All them Ariel, Clean, Omo, Jig. Have you noticed that everything in Nigeria is sachet? Even body cream, soap, shampoo. Have you seen shampoo, sachet shampoo? I've seen sachet hair cream. Everything is sachet. Why is it sachet? Do you know that the sachets are more expensive than the big pack? It is. Measure it. No, measure it. Any sachet. It doesn't make sense for it to be cheaper. Do you know why? They need to pay for packaging per small sachet. So it cannot be cheaper. I put it to you. It cannot be cheaper. Check any sachet product. Pour it. Buy enough to get the same quantity. It will be more expensive. But why? Because here, majorities, forget us in this room, we're the minority, we're a bubble. Majority of Nigeria earn money daily, and they earn like 3K a day, or 2K a day. Some even earn less than that, some earn 500 naira a day. And from that 500 naira, they have to eat. So it's easy for that person to take that money, buy, hey, Malam, give me 100 naira bread, 1 sachet milk, 1 sachet Milo, 3 cubes of sugar, blah, blah, and the person has breakfast. It's easier. So because I realized that that's most of the market segments, the only way, I saw Kellogg's cornflakes in sachet. It blew my mind. Have you guys wondered how Biggie is the market leader in soda in Nigeria? Have you tasted Biggie? Tastes like piss. But it's big. If you go to Lagos now, you can't even buy Coke in traffic. There's no Coke in traffic. It's all Biggie. I'm not even kidding you. It's Biggie and Biggie's Gala because they have removed Gala from the market. Why? It's bigger. It's just bigger. And guess what? Most of Nigeria are not buying value. They are buying size. They are buying satisfaction. They know they chop for sweets. They chop for belle to full. Biggie understood that, entered the market and kicked out all the dominants. Very simple idea, right? So what I'm saying is, this concept says, a very simple concept. It says that, yes? Yeah.
They're selling, well, they don't really care about politics.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that bring in the issue of, let's say, ethics? Like, I mean,
Nobody say poison them. Nobody say poison them. They just they say kill them. Yes. No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. So I have a friend. She has a house girl. She brought this house girl. She realized that every time she tells the house girl to make tea for her, the house girl will make a massive cup of almost water. Right? Every time. And she'll go and meet the girl and say, look, I don't mind half cup of tea. I don't want many tea. You understand? But then she now realized that where the girl is coming from is survival mode they are on. For them, it's not for sweetness. It's for belly to full. Do you understand? So by default, the girl eats for satisfaction, not for enjoyment. So when somebody's eating with 3 meats, you get like, hey? Only you 3 meats? No, where she's from is big akpu, small soup, then shikili meat. Do you understand? Or crayfish. You're laughing. Oh God. You're laughing. That's where she's from. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that when you understand the market that you're going into, because now the premium market in Nigeria is saturated. Everybody's attacking this middle class, this fictitious middle class. Not many people are creating products for the lower class. But guess what? There's 70 million Nigerians that live under the poverty line. 70 million. If you can create products for those people, imagine how rich you'll be. Do you understand? So MCI says this. It says that the reason why these people are not able to afford, they're not able to use these services, it's not because they don't want it or because they don't need it. It's because they can't afford it. An example is the airline that we just saw. No, right? In fact, I didn't know about this airline until my last trip to Europe. And I realized that there are flights, inter-country flights that are as cheap as 100 euros. Yes. International flights as cheap as 50K, 60K. You can go from one country to another country. Why? Because there's nothing, you have to go with only one bag. This is all you're allowed to carry. If you want to carry a box, you pay for the box. They don't give you food. They hawk food inside the plane. Like I'm not even kidding you. I'm not shitting. I swear, I'm not shitting you. You see the people come with their trolley and they're like, you want anything? You buy anything you want. Biscuits, chocolates, anything you eat, you pay for it in the plane. They don't sell any, they don't give you all those free food, free pack. They don't have first class. Everybody's economy. The whole plane is economy. There's no leg room. It's like Moluwe. You're like this. The next seat is right in front of you. If you want more leg room, go and get on that airline where you're paying $2,000. That's how they're super packed planes. But guess what? If you want to travel, if you need to be in Poland today and you will go, 100 euros, you are there. If you have a babe, if you are in a long-term relationship, you can quickly, you understand? Go get knocked, come back. You understand? Very cheaply. But my point is that they attacked a different market segment and they blew. Like almost all my friends in Europe fly Ryanair. That's what they fly. Because it's cheap. Like every weekend they're traveling, every weekend they're on vacation, every weekend, Friday, after work at this bar, say, where am I? I'm in Santorini, I'm in Greece, I'm in Poland, yeah, because it's cheap. It's like, Papa, 100K, I've come back. If I have a friend there, I crash on your couch. I don't even need to pay for hotel. Do you understand? I'm literally, every weekend they're traveling. But my point is, they attacked a market that airlines thought were not existing. For the airline, this was not our target market. But they unlocked a whole new market segment of flyers. And we need more of these kind of businesses in Nigeria. More that are thinking, okay, and you creative space also, I'm thinking I'm a fashion brand, but how do I sew for gate men? Gate men wear clothes too, don't they? Where did they get their clothes from? Eh? Right? All right, so those of you that are not from Jos, KTK is where they sell secondhand clothes in Jos. Right? But think about it. Can I think about a way to create something that would actually appeal and actually be able to, and you start thinking, and that's how your business model. So, but to do that, you have to figure out what something has to give, right? So many times for those services, you break down the product to the barest minimum. You realize that all the other things you add on it, many people, they don't really care about those things. Say, oh no, mine the premium service, it comes in a certified nylon bag. Can I keep your nylon? Like, imagine if you go and buy and say, okay, the product is 50 naira, but nylon is 30 naira. I say, can I have it product that nylon? Keep just take the product out of the nylon. Keep your nylon. I don't need the nylon. They say, okay, the label costs 10 naira. Can you take the label out? Can I just get it? Say the print on the shirt is on that 50 naira. Remove the print. Give me the shirt. You say the sleeves of the shirt cost 10 naira extra. Remove the sleeve. I like sleeveless. It's already hot. It's already hot in Nigeria. Are you with me? So the same way you can value add-on, you can also value reduce. But you still give the same product to a person that really is just dying to get that product. It's like what Techno did with smartphone industry in Africa. Techno today is over $1 billion, Techno and Infinix. Why? They said, there's no cheap smartphone in Africa, and many poor people want to get on the internet. So let's create something for them, right? So I just want to inspire you to think about that as you work on your business model. So we're going to take 10 minutes now. And in these 10 minutes, I want you to think about the first half of your business model. So you're going to start working from customer segments, value proposition. Hugo, please give me the second slide. Slide 2. Okay. People online are saying something. Okay. Slide 2. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is what you're working on. Customer segments, relationships, channels, value proposition, revenue stream. Just this side of it, right? So we're going to take 10 minutes to do this. The major reason that this is the front-facing side. This side, I don't know much about whatever industries you're working in to give you enough feedback. I can give you feedback on this side, right? And remember, when you're thinking about value, start with problem you're trying to solve. So we can understand what the value and if it actually makes sense for the problem you want to solve, right? So let's take 10 minutes to do this, and then a couple of you will share and give feedback. No. So we have an office, something we're going to Kuche the whole day. Just Kuche. Have a team point of the whole office. Wow. So, I believe in you, you got this. I believe in you. You got this. Answer to my prayer. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. Today? Yeah. It's obviously the last video on this. Okay. Yeah. As you're doing this, if you have any questions, do endeavor to get my attention. You don't need to see, like, you don't need to see. Yeah. Mhm. Right. 3 more minutes. Hands up. I'm joking. Just make me remember secondary school. Why? Oh my God. Okay. Who wants to share? Who wants to share? There's no right or wrong answer. It's your business, literally. You seem like you've written a lot. I nominate you. Those people online can hear. Okay. Value proposition from problem.
When we see the shares, when we get
Okay.
and when someone else sees them, the shares won't just the institution of their
Okay.
So that's all.
Just to throw like a knot into your idea. Typically, people, what's on your shirt? Yes. No. What's on your shirt? People never know what's on their shirt. Never, except they wrote it. Have you noticed it? People never like. It's someone's like oh, that's what's on the shirt. Like that's when you're like, oh my god, okay. People mostly. I know, but like, is it if you wear a shirt that says "I'm confident," does it make you more confident? I'm just thinking. I'm just saying. No, so I can get that if you read it, my shirt can send a message to you. But I'm not sure if my shirt is sending a message to me. I think most people actually don't just care. Okay, I'm just saying. I don't know. If people don't even know what's on their shirt, even means like. Okay. Sustainable? What's that? Okay, cool. Don't mind me. Just all right. So okay.
I also make walkways, so yeah, I'm going to keep on my friends that say, hey, I want to see my exam. I need to make something out of college without seeing my workspace on my wall.
Okay.
I feel like I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So what's your value proposition? What's your value prop? What's your value proposition? Well, I know, like, what did you write? What's this? Okay, so, yeah. So T-shirts and wall frames that have inscriptions that are encouraging. So merchandise. Okay. Who's the target market? Okay. So this is why I wanted to do this, so that everybody also gets to learn. When it comes to your customer segment, you want to be as detailed as possible, right? Most products, everybody is the market, right? Indomie, for example, who's the target market? Everybody. But really, if you look at the advert, they're targeting a particular segment of the market. Now, why is this important? Is that you want, there's a saying in startup space that it's better for a few people to love your product than for many people to like your product. It's better for a few people to love your product than for many people to like your product. Why? Is that if I like something, it's just one of those things. I don't know if you have ever used a product or a service that you love. You were blown out of your mind. How many people did you tell about it right after? Everybody, right? But if you like it, like, okay, like I'm paying you, I'm expected to like it. Like is fulfilled. So I don't have to talk about it. Like, I'm thirsty, I drink water. I don't have to go shout about the fact that the water is. But imagine if I just put water in my mouth, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is this? Like, oh, is this new flavored stress reducing water? Oh my God, right? You tell everybody. So that's why it says a few people should love your product than many people like your product, right? So when you're doing this, you're designing for a very specific market segment, very specific. We also call them, sometimes we'll call them early adopters, right? These are people that at the beginning, they will try it out, they will love it, and they become evangelists of your product. I remember when Uber came to Nigeria, I was an Uber evangelist for like, self-proclaimed Uber evangelist for like a couple of months, right? Because like, I always had a problem with cabs, man. You get in, they say, hold your change, Joe, hope you have change, Joe. When you now bring out the 1,000 Naira note, they will now start insulting you from the middle of the journey all the way to the end. Like the cabs didn't have a competition. They were king, they were Lord and Savior. And if you even mess up in their car, they will drop you on the road. They come down from my car, nonsense. You understand? You have to greet them, good afternoon, sir, sir. If you're in Lagos, it's even so much worse. Like the association of old taxi drivers is something else. Those yellow taxis, demons, hashed out of hell. You say what? It's a cartel, like, right? But Uber came and I got my first Uber ride and I just did it on my phone and the cab came to pick me. First of all, it was a new car. Then I entered, and in fact, I think the first guy that even took me came down and opened the door for me. I was looking at this. Entered. AC chilling. The guy said, excuse me, sir, would you want to listen to something? He said, I have Bluetooth, you can connect your phone. I can connect my phone. He said, there's sweet for me. Then I got down, and then the fare was almost the same thing with the rubbish man that will insult me. I will sweat. I will smell of smoke when I come out of his car. Then to make matters now worse, Uber now asked me, rate the driver. I said, no, kill me now. Then I said, no. Then if you tell your friend about it, send your friend 2,000 naira, we will give you 3,000 naira. I like, Uber. See, I'll print my own Uber shirt. Go upstairs. No. It became a thing for me. Everywhere I go, for example, if I go for an event like this, I will, my job is to convert as many Uber people. So, do you know Uber? No, you don't know Uber? Oh my God. Let me blow your mind. Download this app. I don't have Wi-Fi. I'll hotspot for you. I'll hotspot for you. Many times people don't realize that is my transport home. You're holding my transport home because I needed to get a ride. I need to get a ride so that I can go. So I'll hotspot for you. Download the app. I said, let me send you code now. See, for your first trip free. I said, I will send you 2K now. Enter this code. And I said, yeah, 2K now. Now, order ride, you can go home. There's other ride. I'm waiting for the best other ride. When I've gone home, I'll go. Say, do you work with? I didn't tell many people that everybody has codes. I don't say, hey, you work with Uber? Like, yeah, sometimes I represent many brands. So this code I've given you now, you can give your friends this code. This particular code, you can give your friends this code. What was that, right? That was a few people loved. Me, I loved. Oh my God, everywhere I went, I talked about Uber, right? So my point is, you want to target a specific segment of the market, right? So narrow down that, don't just say everybody. Say people, be as specific as possible. People ages this and this class of society, this whatever, right? Now because everything you're going to do has to speak to those people. You don't talk to all market segments the same way in terms of when you talk about customer relationships. You don't relate to them the same way. You get? It's like if you're targeting Mr. Philip, for example, now you can't put it on Snapchat. He ain't gonna see it. Right? You have to put on Facebook at the best. Newspaper, excellent. Network news, 9 p.m. That's where you want to advertise. True, right? CNN. That's where his audience is, right? But if you want to talk to us and you can put on CNN, we are there for you. You get? We will never see it, except you want our moms to send it to us as BCs that we do not read. Yeah. What do you say? Ajibike, what's up? Ajibike, what's up?
Hi.
On mute and.
Okay, I wanted to share my own.
Okay. When she's done, you come on next. Okay, so let's talk about your relationships. How are you engaging?
How do I reach them?
Yes, how do you reach them and how do you engage with them?
So I reach them through
Okay.
WhatsApp broadcast for the consistent
Okay. How do you maintain a relationship? Is it personalized, customized? Is it automated? BC personalized.
Then I make sure to check on what consistent.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I'm going to just hammer a bit on relationships. So typically, I would just break every product into two main types. So we have what I like to call let me know called consumer goods, right? They are cheap. Everybody has it type of. It's for the mass market, which is where I was trying to point you guys to go into, right? It's for the mass market. Your relationships for these types of markets usually has to be automated, right? So for example, if you have a product for mass market, maybe you are making, how much are your shirts? 5K. Imagine you're able to find a way to make 500 naira shirts. Imagine how they'll rush you. True? Right? Now, if they are rushing you, you cannot do greeting cards. You cannot even be the one to reply every message. You have to have an automated system that as the person says, hello, he says, hi, how are you today? You have to sound like, get chatting with me. I want a shirt. Okay, what size? But you have to be automated. That's the only way it will work, right? But when you're doing premium, then you can do customized. The reason why you do that is that in premium service, people that have money have options and they want to be treated well. They want to feel different. They want to feel special, exactly. That's why, for example, if you buy a Rolls Royce, it comes with your name on it. It comes with branded merchandise. It comes with all of this great stuff. Sometimes even comes with some memberships to some exclusive clubs. But Toyota can't try that. Toyota will die. Right? Rolls Royce will make like 100 cars a year. Toyota makes 100,000 cars a year. So Toyota can't try to do customize, write your name on your car and that kind of stuff, right? So you understand that the relationships you have depending on the market segment, on the type, on the mass market that you're sort of attracting. So if you're a premium product, it has to be customized, it has to be personalized, it has to be very intimate, it has to be very personal, right? It has to be very customized. If you're doing mass market, it has to be automated, it has to be generic, it has to be general. Those people really don't care anyway. Like I don't want Ariel to text me in the morning and say, "Hey, how are you today?" No, Ariel, don't text me. Like we know how Airtel, MTN. No, don't text me. Thank you. Right? No, don't try to be personal with me. I don't want to be personal with you, right? But I want my airline. I want airline years. I want my hotel. I want to show up at the hotel and they remember that last time I came, I drank Coke. And I'm typically a Coke person, so please don't put Fanta in my fridge again after I said it the last time, even though I come here every week, right? I don't want that to happen, right? So that products where customized, personal is great, and then a product where automated has to just be the way, right? Just the relationships. Okay, channels. How are you gonna get your product to them? All right, so come on, pick up. So there's pick up and there's delivery. Okay, great. Thanks for sharing. All right, so Zubike, Ajibike, you can share.
Okay. Is there anyone I should start from?
Problem. What's the problem you're trying to solve? That was your value proposition.
Okay. Inaccuracy of designs of fashion designs, yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Inaccuracy of fashion designs, like for designers.
Inaccuracy of fashion design.
For fashion designers.
Inaccuracy of fashion designs for fashion designers.
Of designs for fashion designers, yeah.
Interesting. Please elaborate on this problem because I have no idea what it is.
Like when they make clothes and they have to keep making alterations, like made to measure clothes.
No idea. Continue. What's your value proposition?
Okay, so I'm proposing pattern drafting as an easy way of creating designs that have precise, more accuracy.
Okay, so you want to teach it?
Yeah, I want to teach it. I also want to make ready-made patterns that can be ordered by designers.
Interesting. Who is your customer?
Fashion designers or DIYers, that do-it-yourself enthusiasts who want to create their own made-to-measure outfits already.
So again, you have to be specific. Fashion designer, Maya Tafo is a fashion designer. He's not your customer. Viola Sigo is a fashion designer. She's not your customer.
Fashion designers who are currently only doing cut and sew.
Well, you get my point. Like you need to be more specific about who exact. Okay, and I'm letting her know again, right? And then also you have to also figure out what economic class of fashion design am I looking at? What are they in the cities and in the villages? Are they? The reason why you want to do all of this is that this will affect how you're going to reach them. Do you get? It affects how you're going to reach them. It affects how you're going to engage with them. Do you get? Are they online? Are they offline? So I'm not saying that when we do this, typically when we do this workshop, like only business modeling is like a whole week, because there are also templates for how do you dig into your customer, how do you dig into your value proposition, right? But I'm not letting you know this, that as you're thinking about it, you can be very specific about who you're targeting, and then so by the time you start communicating to them, you can then realize that, oh, maybe they don't like it, maybe somebody else is your target market, but you want to be as specific as possible. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. What's your customer relationship? How are you going to reach them with the message, and how are you going to engage with them?
Okay, by sharing basic content of the difference between cut and sew and pattern drafted designs, targeting fashion platforms like Pinterest, Facebook groups for DIYers.
Okay. And how are you going to reach them with your product?
Sharing content on designs that have been made from patterns and designs that were made from cotton. So the difference and the audience response to the difference as well.
No, like, how are you going to get your product to them?
Oh, okay. Their website, learning platforms, and then shopping platforms as well, where they can do custom orders or generic orders. Custom orders for those who want to impute maybe their body sizes and then have the patterns created, or generic orders for those who already maybe like can say I want a size 8 or size 10 pattern, or a body size 5 pattern for skirts.
Okay, how are you going to make money?
The sale of these patterns and fees for training, subscription fees.
Great. I think it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it goes in the market. I don't want to talk about the nightmare of your backend, because your backend is going to be a nightmare. It's really key activities. You have to have some automated machines that actually cut them to pattern. I don't know if you can start with scissors, but I'm not sure how sustainable that will be. But it sounds really interesting. I feel like this would have been perfect in COVID, because a lot of people literally realized one day that they don't have any home wear. We always go to the office and come back, and all we wear is bomb shorts and t-shirts. But now you're not working from home. Oh my God, I don't have any home wear. So yeah. So I think it's still something that will be interesting to see how it goes. All right, well done.
Thank you.
All right, one more person and then we'll move on. Yeah, was there a question you want to share? Okay. Problem. Have a problem. You actually can like go out and take a call. Yeah. Yeah.
Every day is already very, very, and I had 3 years experience from that, and my experience with 3 different skills, I found out the problem is one. It's not like there are many people starting to draft. It's not like good cameras to this skill. Most of what takes the business time is the time it takes for photographers to edit their photos. So that is where, when I send you my pictures, that is where the struggle is. Now, running a photography studio is a bit task to man. I think the part that you have to relate with people. So the problem is cutting down editing time for photographers.
Okay. So what's a value proposition?
Proposing a reward for editing. Okay, I also have experience teaching people on research images. So the problem is, the proposition is I'm proposing like a reward for the editing company that helps looking for photographers edit their photos. I really am having to.
So they upload the photos, you edit and send it back to them. Okay, sounds interesting. Who's your target? Photographers,
photographers, looking for photographers that cannot afford also this unit of home photographers and also guys on the professional side of editing.
So why don't you just target bloody consumers directly? Take a picture and send it to us, and we'll make it look like a photographer took it for you. Break the market. Break the freaking market. Makes more sense. Like, why go for amateur photographers? We can just go for me. It's like Canva. What did Canva do? Exactly. Yeah.
Studios are already there. They already have the photos. I worked in the studio where we have 50,000 photos in a month.
No. So I'm not faulting what you're saying, right? I'm saying that. No, I'm pushing you. I'm pushing you, right?
I said that because the photographers will understand this language.
No, I actually feel like photographers, you fight with photographers. I feel like the person who you want is the guy who just takes a picture, the girl that takes the picture with her phone. The girl that now realizes that my birthday photo shoot, my friend can take it with my phone and you can edit it for me. Right? It's like Canva. What did Canva do? Canva said, we know that your graphic designer is giving you a headache because they always give us headache, right? Send the design to them. I'm on it now. I'm finishing it now. You will get it now. It's just rendering. I'm just downloading it. Hey, NEPA took me my light. My laptop is a desktop. Don't worry, sir. You will get it tomorrow. Can never start the design. We know. Canva said, you know what? Just come here. Drag this, create flyer. It might not be the best, but it's flyer. Right? That's Canva's value proposition. Nobody's going to go and create a Picasso on Canva, but I know that tomorrow, if I snap my product now, I can launch it tomorrow because of Canva. Yes. Do you get? So Canva is not saying we're going to give you professional designs. It says we're going to give you design. Right? So imagine if you, because now birthday photo shoot is the thing, and every girl must do birthday photo shoot. Must do birthday photo. Okay, sorry. Every slay queen must do birthday photo shoot. She must slay. Even boys are not beginning to do birthday photo shoot. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
And I think while the idea is noble, if you are going to look at it critically, right, that target market is looking at will even be his greatest of doing. Because if people take a lot of poor quality pictures, shady pictures, they'll expect you to do magic with those pictures. When their clients come for them, they will always have to back to you, right? Because they will say you didn't do a great job editing, they're going to spend a lot of time really trying to figure out what's good, because these are amateur photographers who assume that they know so much. So what are you giving to them that now truthfully is professional? All right? But if on the other hand, like you say, you now begin to deal with people who are amateurs, who have no idea how they can make their images look fantastic, and you actually pitch to them and look,
just give them
any picture out there with a phone, with whatever device, and I can guarantee that you look like a queen. Now you can bring all your filters with you. You're already trying to do that in camera using their phone, but you're taking it a step further. So you're beginning to get. I am almost tempted to think you might be overswarmed.
You will be overswarmed. You will get so much interest, right? So for me, like again, that's why I don't want to talk about. I don't want to think about the back end of your product, because this side is just going to be a nightmare, right? Except you have AI, and if you do AI, that'll just be mind blowing. In fact, you don't even have to do anything. You upload a picture, Video just looks at you and says, okay, you need a little bit more bomb, you need to remove all these pimples from your face, your eye needs to pop out a little bit more, and it just gives you download, premium service, 50 naira. Exactly, right? So all I'm saying is that, so because professionals are going to expect so much more. Remember what we said again about these people, is that there's no service for them today. They would like a service, but there's nothing. So even if the service you give them is even just small, they will appreciate it so much more than the person that's already like, I could have done this myself. Why did I even pay you? Do you get? I'm just saying, but I think it's really great if you can figure out the back end, of course, of how it's going to work. All right, cool. So customers, you can think about it, but you can start with photographers again. But relationships, how are you going to reach them and how are you going to engage them? Microphone, his microphone.
I will reach studios directly.
How?
I already have sort of 5 minutes of photographer. I have access to photography groups, my Instagram.
Social media.
Yes,
how are you engaging with them? Is it automated? Is it personalized? Is it customized? How? Okay. How are you going to deliver the product to them?
Well, it will be remotely done.
So I send them virtual copies, hard copies. How's it going to be?
Because yeah, just these hard copies. So
okay.
Send and receive.
Okay.
And then it will also be automated online.
Okay. How are you going to make money?
I charge for each photo already.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. It sounds interesting. I feel like also you can pull in some things into your prop. So beyond just the virtual, can you also send me hard copies? Can you send me, so printing can become a key thing. And you don't have to do printing yourself. Can you just pull in printing to be a key partner? So you have someone who you just send the pictures to, tell them the size, they print it, have a logistics company that goes to pick it up and deliver. So logistics can be a key partner. So imagine that this girl or this guy can take a picture with their phone, boom, send it to you now, and tomorrow they can get a big picture of this delivered to them. Incredible, right? That experience for anybody just be like, look, this is to die for. It will be edited, it will be printed, it will be delivered in 24 hours. If you can pull up 24 hours, of course, but that would be incredible, right? And at affordable rates, that'll just be the end. And then you can say, guess what? We can get the picture on a shirt, key partner. Picture frame with a motivational quote and your picture delivered to you tomorrow. Key partner, right? Okay, cool. So let's go on. So at least did you get something from this session, right? So just some recap, right? Obviously start with the problem. Make sure that your prop is I need to mention this. Make sure your prop is actually solving the problem. Now, sometimes people don't realize what they are really selling. And I explain. Do you realize that most restaurants in Abuja don't sell food? They don't sell food. And you will know this because many of them, their food tastes like crap. Yes. But they still have a lot of people going there because they're going there to take pictures. So they're actually selling ambience and not food. Everybody knows that when the hunger catch you, you're going to Jolegba. It's not a fine place, but the jollof rice is to die for. You're going to Mama Oyo. It's not a fine place, but the amala will hit home run. You're going to Niger Delta restaurant. It's not a fine place, but their starch and banga soup, finish it. You know where the food is. You're not going to that restaurant to go and eat food. You're going to go and impress the girl that are taking for dinner. That's why you're buying 20K rice. You know that if your mother sees that receipt, she will tell you, Chubanka. Right? So sometimes people don't realize that the product is not selling what it looks like it's selling. Another thing that schools are not selling education. During COVID, parents realized that they were not paying for education. They were paying for daycare. Take this stubborn child out of this house. Please, hold him till evening. Pay for extra lessons, extracurricular, everything. Be there in that school tonight. Because what happened? Then I said, okay, you cannot go homeschool and I'll still pay the same school fees. For what? No, I need the child out of the house. Do you understand? So all these overpriced rubbish schools are really not selling education. And you will know this because they don't pay their teachers well. Education is not a product. In fact, many times they're even selling networking. So now my child is in the same class of Babangida's child, hopefully in the future. When Babangida's child become a president, my child become a minister. So we're hoping, we're sowing seeds into the future of our child, right? It's like everybody knows that if you go to Yale, your chances of being a senator in America is very, very high. Yes, Yale has produced far more senators and presidents than any other university in America. Right? They have fraternities that their job is to produce senators, literally. Yale. So everybody is a known secret, an open secret, right? So my point I'm saying that you have to know sometimes that what the package says is not what it's selling. Right? So you have to know. So because if you don't know what you're selling, and then sometimes when you pull in an extra, so when you talk about value adds that increase your revenue, some value additions you pull in changes your value proposition and changes how you will be measured. I'll give an example. So somebody is doing laundry, and this laundry service, it's about bring it, we'll wash it, and you come and pick it. At this time, all they are evaluated on is how clean the clothes are. And that's what they do. That's what they're good at, right? But the guy now says, hey, I'm going to add on that, I'm going to pull in logistics. So we'll come and pick up and we'll deliver. Automatically, he's no longer graded on how clean the clothes are. He's now graded on how fast did you people come? When will you people bring my clothes? That was not a headache before. Now the bike man now pick it up, now rumple it on the way there. He now has a headache of how will the bike man handle the cloth as he's delivering. How fast will he get there? Do you get? So then the unit economics and the measurement of success changes. And everything about this is what the customer expects and will it be delivered to them. Do you get? So if you don't meet expectations, that's when you have a disgruntled customer. An unhappy customer is unmet expectation. I saw this on Instagram. This is not how it looks in real life. What I got, right? Good. So I'm just saying that. So just be very, you need to understand. And that's why we start with problem. Problem again, let me tell you what the problem is. Problem is, what is the struggle your customer is trying to overcome? What's the struggle your customer is trying to overcome? Right? So when you understand what that struggle is, then you know how to tailor it and how to package it in a way that meets what they're looking for. Cool? All right, here you go. Let's go back to, I think we're on video, what? Fourth slide now? I think we saw visualize, we saw, we don't prototype? No. Oh my God, well, really? Okay, we're going to breeze through the many videos. Okay, play.
You can think of a business model like a story of how your enterprise will create, deliver, and capture value. And like a story, it can be one you've heard over and over before. For instance, you can start with what most people are fixated on, the value proposition. Travel for retirees. Then decide whom you can sell it to. Yep, boomers. Sketch in how you'll get it to them. Okay, a website. And how that will generate revenue. Sure, sales fees. You'll make it easy and automated. Next, you figure out what key resources you need to offer all that, like a reliable website and brand recognition. Carl's thinking his key activities will be marketing, website, and maintenance, and then partners will do the booking. And finally, where your costs will come from. Sales, marketing, platform development, all that will cost you. There you go, your first model. But don't expect a medal or a breakthrough. Predictable models can work, but rarely give you a competitive advantage, so don't fall in love with your first idea. To compete in a world where the best model wins, you'll need to think harder and explore alternatives. For example, prototype a model where you give away your value proposition for free. This will instantly change everything. You might not find this model realistic, but exploring it will force you to think hard about potential alternatives. As an entrepreneur, you're thinking of your model 24/7. Now you have a tool to structure your ideas as quick prototypes to consider with your team. Who knows, you might wind up with a disruptive model that changes an entire industry, like Skype with its freemium model, or Nespresso, which became a multi-billion-dollar business by locking customers into purchasing high-margin espresso capsules. In fact, understanding innovative or simply successful business models in other industries can be a great place to start getting to your breakthrough. There's no right or wrong way to do it, just 3 rules to start with. First, focus on the business model, not just your product, technology, or service. Second, don't fall in love with your first models. The best models are built on clever, unexpected elements, and that comes from creating many less obvious versions. Which leads to the third rule: iterate rapidly and test your models early, in the real world. How do you do that? Don't worry, guys. We're about to learn all about the real world beyond our canvas.
Cool. Remember again, the major reason why this document was created was so that you don't get attached, right? So you can try stuff out, check a market, does it work, does it not work, change it out, try again, and keep iterating until you go on, okay? Let's talk about navigating environment.
Remember the chaos your idea faced before you made the canvas? Well, you've tamed some of it by mapping the elements that are mostly within your control. But the world out there is full of threats, constraints, and opportunities beyond your control. They create the environment in which you'll design and build your business model, and in which your business will fight for survival every day. Just because you can't control these factors doesn't mean you can't and shouldn't account for them in your model. Doing so will help prepare your model for threats, ready it for changing legal constraints, and prime it to jump on innovations. Let's see how mapping the environment will affect the Boomer travel agency model. On the right, you'll map market forces, everything related to the customer segments you've selected. Ask yourself, which other segments are there? Which ones are the most lucrative? Looks like Beth's discovered a segment of boomers with a range of disposable wealth. You could ask, which segments are growing, and what do they most want? And why might your customers resist? Okay, good. Boomers have trouble adapting to new technology. Now above your canvas, map key trends. Are new technologies about to undercut your value proposition or supercharge it? What regulations are coming up? How is society at large shifting? Right, Carl, rising medical costs could weigh heavily on your customers. Now to the left, map industry forces. Who are your main competitors? What advantages do their business models provide? Could they crush you? Your industry may already have a dominant competitor, but ask yourself, where are their weaknesses? Can you disrupt them? What might happen as suppliers and partners evolve or don't? Better to know now that the travel field is crowded and volatile, right, Carl? Finally, below your canvas, map macroeconomic forces. How is the global economy doing? Markets may be in a state of rampant uncertainty. How available is capital? Venture capitalists may be taking few risks. How well is the infrastructure developed in the market you are doing business in? Sure, many boomers are experiencing a decline in living standards. Now you've mapped your environment, full of threats, opportunities, and constraints. What do? Use the map, of course, to make your business model more responsive. Looking at industry forces on the left side of your canvas, ask, does your model have a competitive edge today? Tomorrow? Good thinking, Beth. That dominant competitor could be a threat. Looking at key trends on the top of your canvas, ask, is your model prepared for emerging trends? Okay, if rising medical costs encourage overseas treatment, that could be an opportunity for your travel agency. On the right for market forces, is your model in line with evolving customer needs? Sure, if your customers are resistant to the internet, you're right to rethink delivery through a website. And below for macroeconomic forces, how will your model adjust to macroeconomic shifts? Yes, Beth. Unfortunately, travel is becoming a luxury that a growing number of your customers can't afford. But don't be overwhelmed by these elements. Asking and answering these questions will help make your business model better suited to its environment and that much more likely to succeed. Now you're ready to start testing your model in the real world.
Pause. Okay, So beyond the model, there are other things that you need to consider, and you need to ensure that your model is going to be responsive to these things. And that's basically what I was talking about. So market forces talks about the segment that you're working on, but also thinking about what other segments do exist. So you're not just thinking about these are the people I want to target, but are there other potential segments? So for example, Indomie targets kids, right? But guess who else is a major growing segment for Indomie? Bachelors and spinsters and single people who want fast food, right? So you need to be able to do that so that you're also able to, at some point, speak to them, but also just be aware of it. You also want to know what might also stop people from actually accessing my products. So if I'm selling online, is internet connectivity going to be a problem for me? For that lady who's going to be doing online courses, internet connectivity is going to be a major issue for her, right? Do people actually have the bandwidth and internet to actually learn for how long? How long will my classes be? So if it's like a 3-4 hour, 5 classes, it might be very, very difficult for people to actually if you're now targeting people at the bottom of the pyramid. So you need to think about how this affects your stuff. Trends is where's the world headed? What new technologies are coming out? You can be creating a product, the tech is going to come and kill, right? Immediately is released. So you want to know what's going on in the world today and how can I adapt to that. Also, in thinking about trends, you also want to think about one, how you responding to technology, how is technology affecting you, but also what's basically going around. So just having current affairs or know what's going on. So see COVID it hit the world. People were not expecting COVID to come, but how's your business ready to respond to such kind of thing? Ukraine and Russian war now is happening and it's affecting many businesses. Some businesses that have anything to do, that's why petrol prices are going up. Anything that has to do with getting petrol from Russia is one of the world's highest producers of petrol. So that's going to have affect price. So you need to know what's really going on. For example, I know a lot of businesses that had issues when dollar went up from 180 to 300. You already ordered goods. You've paid half for the goods. You're already on the high sea coming from China. Automatically, your balance is 3 times what you paid before, right? So just being able to understand what's really going on and being aware of what's going on in the world. Then you want to talk about industry forces. Who's your competition? I want to talk a little bit about this here. Sometimes when you ask people who's your competition, they will say, I have no competition. Why? I say, no, there are washing machines and there are dryers. I'm the first person that is doing washing machine and dryer together, so I have no competition. No, that's not how you think of competition. Competition is how are your current market overcoming that struggle? So I give an example, very, very interesting example. So someone says, I want to help people find house boy, house girl. I want to help you find helps in the house, right? Who's your competition? No other person help people find house girl and house boy. So I have no competition. No, that's not competition. Your competition is that cousin that will come from the village and come and stay with uncle and be cleaning for them in that process. Your competition is mommy that will come from the village and come and do a mugo and be cooking for them while she's around. Those are your competition. So if you're thinking like that, you have to say, okay, what value am I bringing that's going to be bigger than mommy coming for a mugo or cousin coming from the village? How do what other struggles do they face when they bring mommy for a mugo or when they bring cousin from village that my own product is going to help them combat, right? So you have to think about it that way. So your product has to be instinctively different. So there's a book that I've written out 3 books that I think you guys should read if you want to really be serious about your entrepreneurship. One of them is 0 to 1. 0 to 1 talks about the fact that whatever solution you're creating has to be monumentally different from what exists in the market today. So you have to think about it. Now think about like all the ways people are overcoming that struggle today, and you have to be intrinsically better. And the last is macroeconomic forces. What's going on a much global scale, and how might this affect your business, right? So global economy, prices of commodities, currencies, what's going on in the world, also has capital. Right now, for example, right now is the best time to start a company in Nigeria. Anything that is high growth, tech, now is the best time. Capital is coming to Africa like never before. People with just shitty ideas are raising over $1 million in investment. So if you want to, this is the best time to raise. Over the next 2-3 years, the bubble is going to burst. So if you want to raise money, like now is actually the time to do that. Cool. So I just want to say, so you have to figure out how am I responding to each of these sort of things that affect my business model. All right, next. 2 more videos.
It's time to fail. I know it's hard here, but even though this promising prototype is pretty certain to fail, maybe your hypotheses are bound to be wrong. Luckily, the canvas makes it easy to adapt as long as your mistakes are cheap and you act quickly to fix them. See, the only judge in the business model is your future customer. What you've created so far are just hypotheses, guesses that need to be true for your business model to succeed. You have to test these hypotheses. They will succeed, learn, then customer development and lean startup. Begin by explicitly stating the most important hypotheses underlying the business model. Okay, you believe these current
Experiences that are tailored to their needs, and that a great brand can overcome a dominant competitor's advantage. Great. Now get out into the world and see if you're right. You can conduct low-cost experiments to test your most important hypotheses. Talk to your distributors, potential partners, and industry experts. But most importantly, talk to your prospective customers. They're likely to have questions and concerns that never crossed your mind. The idea of overseas travel might be stressful for your customers. Money could be a concern, or there might just be a general lack of interest. Yes, learning that overseas travel is not attractive to many of your customers can feel like a major setback. But what you learn in the field can also lead you to unexpected opportunities, like the fact that retirement is cheaper overseas. And this might lead you to modify your original idea in favor of something new. As you gain confidence with your model, you should intensify testing. You'll succeed in some ways, but you'll fail in others because there will always be factors that you can't foresee from your office. If you adapt rapidly and cheaply, you can account for these factors. Solutions like quality assurance for high standards might be easier to implement through retirement village franchises. The more you test, the more you learn, the more your model matures. It's time to start thinking about business models in a revolutionary new way. The era of the fixed business plan is over. To compete today, you need an evolving business model. And if you document your evolution, you can play back your canvases like a flip book, a valuable documentation of your increasingly viable business model. Now your business model is not just a bunch of guesses. You've tested, adapted, and your business model is now likely to succeed. You're ready for the next step. It's time to pitch your model.
Okay, any questions so far before we go to the last one? No? All right, you go, last one.
You've done a lot of great work on your canvas, and the result is a business model that you're ready to pitch. Sharing your work with others for the first time can be intimidating. But remember, you know the model inside out, and I'll help you along the way. So go ahead, pitch it. Ooh, not like that. Showing the model all at once is cognitive murder. There's way too much info there to digest. You wrote it like a story, so tell it like a story, scene by scene. Use sticky notes to fill in the boxes one at a time as you explain them. Go on, try it.
We're going to match retiring baby boomers with overseas retirement communities run by franchisees. These are the two customer segments we're targeting.
Good. Now make it even more real for them.
10,000 boomers are retiring every day, like the Andersons, who can barely scrape by in Florida, but can live like kings in Brazil.
Okay, now continue the story with the next logical box.
For the retirees, our value proposition is affordable, high-quality retirement. We've taken the guesswork out of finding an overseas location that will be comfortable, affordable, and fun. And for our franchisees, we'll offer customer acquisition through thousands of high-quality leads.
How will we monetize this? By charging retirees a modest monthly fee and collecting franchising fees. They pay us for both leads and a trusted brand. We already have 5 letters of intent from potential franchisees, valued at over $1 million.
Now reinforce your case by explaining what you learned from your testing. Admitting your failures to investors and partners may seem unorthodox, but it shows your model is stronger for having been real-world tested and adapted.
We also learned from extensive research and some failed pilot offerings that many of our customers aren't just dissatisfied with their retirement options at home, they won't be able to keep up with medical costs either.
You're doing great. Now walk them through the rest of your model.
4 out of 5 customers we spoke to don't trust overseas options. By applying a local
Emerging
brand to
communications technologies, they'll never feel too far away. Services like Skype and FaceTime make connecting with family as easy as pressing a button.
continue to grow. And though our revenue numbers may seem ambitious, they're based on over $1 million in pre-sales to customers.
By favoring human customer service over services provided through the internet, we become that much more accessible to boomers
So in
who may not
conclusion,
be tech-savvy.
we've tested, failed, adjusted, and we are now convinced the market potential of this model is enormous.
And while our idea is compelling, our business model is what makes us ready to compete on the largest stage.
And that is the story of how Beth and Carl took a great idea and created a great business model. But their story doesn't end here. As their business begins to grow, the Canvas remains a valuable tool, growing and evolving with it. With some determination, hard work, and the right business model, this could easily be your story too.
Okay, thanks. Just to wrap up, there are a couple of things that you need to be wary of and careful of as you do this and you get into the market. One of them is experiments, right? Your business model, everything you've done in this class, you go home and sit down and do it again, is just a tool for you to go out and experiment, right? Now, a lot of people base their assumptions on something they call market research, right? Actually, the one done by somebody else. PwC has stated that the real estate market is worth $3 billion over the next blah, blah, blah. Our job is to capture 1%. Every investment of that is crap, right? That doesn't really matter. Oh, I did a survey of 50,000 students between the ages of 18 and 25, and they all said they're going to, and 80% said they will buy the product. That's also crap. Why is it crap? Many times people fill surveys by telling you what they think you want to hear, not necessarily really thinking about it. The only thing that proves that people will buy a product is that they bought it. I'll give an example. Imagine if Ferrari decided that they want to do a survey in Africa, how many Africans are willing to buy a Ferrari? And they asked me, for example, Mimshat, are you willing to buy a Ferrari? Oh, my answer be, hell to the yeah. I want to own a Ferrari, right? He did not say, all right, Ferrari costs $2 million, click here to buy, close page, right? How many of us have seen Instagram ads that was really great, right? You saw the product like, oh my God, I really need this in my life right now. And then you click and you follow, you now get to buy now, $100. Takes 3 months to ship. Close. Please let me go back to my timeline and scroll on other things, right? Sometimes you even save the page and say, oh my God, one day, the Lord will do it for me. I'll be able to buy this. True? So that's why surveys don't work. Because sometimes people even feel surveys based on aspiration. One day I'll be able to do this, but will you do it now? No. So the real way to really test it is by telling somebody to pay. So I have a friend, for example, that did a rice business with zero capital, zero money. She created a flyer on Canva, put it up and say, buy your local rice here, really great local rice, processed, blah, 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 blah. So I said, oh my God, I'm looking for local rice to buy. Can you supply me how many bags? I want 10 bags. She said, pay first. Lady paid. She took the money, went to Benway, bought the rice and delivered. The only proof that somebody will pay for something is that they paid. Now, another way to experiment and to check it out is also to say, so you can create a one-page website. These days, there are so many DIY tools to do this. There is Wix, there are a bunch of them, right? Squarespace. Can create a one-page site and just say, hey, this is the value proposition. We custom-make t-shirts for you with motivational quotes. Each shirt costs 5,000 naira. You don't even have any machine, you don't have anything, that's nothing. Click here to buy. Buy now. And the person clicks. You can either decide that you want to collect the money up front, send them to pay, stack to pay, or you can just say, thank you so much for showing interest in this. We are currently overbooked and we'll get back to you in 1 week. That's automated message. But guess what? The fact that they clicked meant that they had the money and they would have paid if the payment was there. Because anybody that is paying now, they don't have money, close the page. So you also see drop-offs. You will see, if you put analytics on your site, you'll see drop-offs. You see how many people actually saw the ad and came. So 1,000 people came, 3 people clicked. That lets you know that out of every 1,000 people, maybe the market is not as big as PwC said it was, right? So you can actually know what your real addressable market is. That's also the reason why many people, business come to Africa, to Nigeria, expecting to do so much like, hey, 200 million people in Nigeria, yes, let's go, market. And then they get here and then they hit 2 million customers and they are not growing. Why? Because the survey didn't tell you that, 70 million are poor. And that 80 million are broke. It's true. There was a survey that said that there were only about 2-point-something million BVNs. So 200 million people and only 2-point-something million bank accounts, like unique bank accounts. So you now do online payment and you say that they tell you that, hey, that in Nigeria, there are 40 million people on the internet. See, this my market, 40 million Nigerians on the internet. 40 million people are on WhatsApp. I'm telling you that off their data in the evening, in the morning and afternoon, only in the evening, 1 hour in the evening. So guys, my point that some of these statistics can be very deceiving. And if you build your business based on those statistics, you will fail. So the only way to prove it is what is your own personal engagement, right? So build experiments that actually get people to opt in by making a commitment or by showing that they would have made a commitment if that was the option. That's the only way to prove that this will work, right? And then the last thing we'll talk about is your pitch. So this last slide the last video talked about how they were presenting it. Now, typically, if you're going to pitch, you don't go and pitch with a business model canvas, right? You go with a pitch deck, right? So in a pitch deck is a presentation that just talks through these things that you've talked about here. It talks about, hey, what's the problem I'm trying to solve? We've seen that this is the problem and this is how big this problem is. Especially if you want to pitch for venture capital or for investment, they want to know that this problem is a problem that lots of people have. But they also want to know that you are connected to the problem. So you can start with your individual story. Say one day I came back home and there was no light. And guess what? Whatever. I had my diabetic pill or injection in the freezer and there was no light for 3 days and I was traveled. I didn't know. I came back home rushing to get my jab only to find out it was spoiled. I almost died. This is the reason why electricity is very vital in Africa. Oh my God, I feel like I'm selling. Right? So talk about the problem and how you're connected to the problem, how you feel the pain of that problem and why you really care deeply about it. Then what's my solution? So my solution is low-cost internet that powers only fridges and freezers in Africa. I feel like fridge and freezer is the only thing you need to power. If you have food, we can still fight tomorrow. You don't need TV. You just need food in the fridge, right? So what's your value proposition? This is your solution to it. Who's your target market? My target market are this number of this segment, and this is how many they are. And this is why I feel they can afford it, because my product will be priced at 2 naira, and the average Nigerian earns 5 naira. And I believe that power is such a big problem for them that they will really gladly part with 2 naira to get power supply. How are you going to reach them? I'm reaching them through ads, this, that. From my research, I realized that a majority of the people that I'm targeting are on Instagram. So we're leveraging Instagram stories and Instagram whatever to ensure that we can reach our target customers actively. I also realized that many of them check their Instagram 8 p.m. in the morning and 5 p.m. in the evening. From my research, I realized, and so we decided that we're going to post every morning and every evening to ensure we reach our market. Channels, how are you going to get it to them? We've partnered with 5 logistics companies within the Abuja metropolis. One of them covers Kuje to this area, and through those, we'll be able to deliver quality premium electricity to the people that we are targeting. Other key activities, we're able to deliver this value. We'll ensure that we're producing at the highest standard. We have 5 partnerships, key partners again, with companies in China that are making these low-cost, high-grade batteries, and we get the battery delivered to us in 1 month. Resources. All we need really is a warehouse, an office, and a pen, and we can begin selling tomorrow. Well, we're spending money So we're raising $1 million to be able to allow us acquire this space. We have orders already from 50,000 people who have indicated that they will pay or they've already paid. All we need now is an extra 2 million naira from you so we can actually pay for the goods that are coming from China. The goods are already on the high sea. We need the money to clear the goods. Revenue streams. We've already secured LPs or whatever from 5,000 people. We have 10,000 more people on our waiting list. And we have this. If each of them buys at 2,000 naira, we will make 10 million naira. So your 2 million naira they're giving us will be doubled or tripled or quadrupled in the next 3 months. Thank you. Or maybe one more slide. Behind this is a great team of professionals. Myself, I'm an electrical engineer for 5 years, and I've learned how batteries work, and I designed the system myself. I have a chief marketing officer who is great at selling anything. She sells water in the ocean and sand in the desert for the last 5 years of her life. I have a key operations officer. This guy is rugged. This guy have done Molue, he have done conductor. Nothing can get him, nothing can kill him. His vibe is stronger than life. Right? And then that's your pitch. Will you invest? Right. So that's basically your pitch deck, right? So you put that together and then you can then send it to people and then pitch your idea for funding. So just to recap again, remember, this is an evolving document, not something you do once and dump. No, you do it and you are testing out your assumptions. Customers, be as specific as possible. Channels, relationships, remember, mass products, automation, premium, customization. Channels, how are you going to get it to them? Are they coming to you or are you going to them, right? Value proposition, what is the problem you're solving and how are you exactly ensuring that you're solving that problem effectively and accurately? Activities, the key things you must do. Resources, the key things you must have. Partners, who is helping you in doing some of the things that you don't have to do yourself. Cost, what are you spending money on? Revenue, how are you making money, right? Any questions? Can we what? Go on to where? This is the end of my class. Any other questions? Was this helpful? Sure. Would you pay for this? If I say pay now, will you pay? Buy now. All right, so there's another class, I really like me to talk about this. So there's another class I do. I for the last 2 years, I've done it with a university. It's called Design Thinking. And it's basically a step-by-step process to take you from idea, from problem, all the way to prototype. I typically don't like training. What we've done is a training. I don't like it because I feel I throw a lot of information at you and I'm not exactly sure if you're taking anything or if you're going to do anything with it. I like workshops. Workshops is we will work on it together and you will leave that workshop with something. You're leaving with a whatever, right? I like outcome-based learning. So at the end of this, I will have it, you will have it, I will see it, I'll review it, you have it, you can then go and do something. I feel like anything that doesn't allow you to do something tomorrow is useless. That's why I hate motivational speakers, because you feel they're like, yes, I can change the world. And the world hits you and like, oh my God, I forgot there's no light. I just need light to change the world, God, only light, right? So that workshop basically will walk you through the process. You will detail your idea, detail your customers, and build a prototype that you actually can launch and begin to gain traction before you leave. So whether it's a one-page website, whether it's a whatever, we'll design what we can think about what types of prototypes will work best for your business. Some people's prototype is just Instagram page. Some people say post, some people say flyer on their status, right? And then we actually, you get real-time feedback from people and you know, does this work or does this not work? So Mr. Philip wants me to do it here next time. It's a paid class. I don't know how much we'll charge yet, but we will talk about it. And you guys are already part of the community, so you'll get to know about it when that happens. Cool. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Just before we start, just wanted to ask, maybe like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Anyone have a general question you want to ask?
Or anything on your business in general.
Anything on business? Everyone, now is the time to do it. While we have no child. So exactly, you can do like 10 seconds pitch.
You want to pitch?
Yeah, like we're really pitch. But now, let's just have stop.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay, I can.
Because I noticed that about 2 or 3 of them are really fancy. Really wanted to talk about their product, but that is so we have very little time. So let's say.
Okay, I can be here till 1. Okay. But I'm done teaching. I'm just going to be answering questions. Okay, online people, if you want to stay, I'm going to be here till 1, just majorly engaging. You don't have to stay. The class is actually officially over. So yeah, so you can stay and learn, or you could just say bye-bye. I was going to, my last class here, I used a lot of swear words. I've been controlling myself this time. I tried, right? I tried. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I started my business, interior design of design, and the name is Space Cake. And since it's an interior design brand, that was what the company. So interior design has to do like spaces, side, anything, people. So basically, the niche in the brand is more on art because I'm an artist. So I get to create artworks that fill voids, like fill spaces. And okay, can you use Abuja for an example now? As Abuja, like, it's a growing economy, and your houses continuously in real estate and lights. So I felt that okay, this is actually a niche in the market. I can actually just get in touch with the real estate and as the architect and all these people relate with them. Then when you get to build up the structure, it's like go in there and do my part. And also other interests, and since I'm really focused on that, so there are other interests like furniture equipment. So the question is now that okay, I've done like this guys, and I've actually even now, and I've done the online social media stuff. I've actually had quite a ton of, but I'm new to this environment, and I'm having this kind of like fight, yeah, kind of fight, like oh wow, I'm like I'm shy really, or the feeling of can I just go talk to someone, or how am I going to like put that pitch down, like roll out, like okay. Now the spaces for example like offices, like homes, like even restaurants and like, so I'm going to go about that with the old new, like it kind of staring your way.
Okay. So one of 2 things, right? One is you can decide to chop liver. Remember one of the key, I've cleaned it. One of the key things that you need as an entrepreneur is liver, right? Or, so for example, I'm a very shy person. I'm a very shy person. All right, so I would show you. So have you noticed that since I got here, I've been jittering? I've been vibrating, right? I'm very, very shy. I would rather not stand in front of you. My pastime is in my room, not even in my house. Inside my room, go. I can stay there. There was a time I had the 2 weeks holiday, I did not leave my house. Like the padlock on the door did not open in 2 weeks. If I have food, internet, and lights, I'm fine, right? So all I'm saying is, I've had to, as a teenager, I read a book, Timla High, Why Act the Way You Do. If you read a book about temperament. And I realized that I had the worst temperament in the world. I was male flag, is the worst, right? It's like we're almost doomed to failure because we'll never do anything with our lives. We're perfectionists, and then we have inertia, and we can think of everything and never act. And I realized that the best for me was core male or male core. Male means I can think, core means I can do. and I want to be able to do that person. So I read that book, I read that personality, and I started acting that personality. So I act it. So when I come out, I wear the cloth of a male core and I behave like a male core, but really, I just want to go home and not talk to anybody. That's what I really want to do. So I've had to do it, right? So you can either decide to put that on, suck it up, put that on, and just go. I realized that one of the things is like, have you ever tried to buy for cold water in a cold time? If you do that, if you do like this, you'll be doing like this until you finish bathing. The trick is just do like this. Then you start bathing. So I realized that we're talking to people, the easiest thing to do is just say, hello, my name is Mimshak. What's your name? Once I do that, the pressure goes on. So you just, and what's the word they will say? No, you can't kill me, you can't beat me, you can't flog me. You don't know, you say, hi, please, will you buy? No, thank you. I also tell people that one thing that really, really helped me was church, right? Trust me, there's no how you go for evangelism. Please, I mean, please, I don't want to hear about Jesus. Please don't talk to, you will hear everything. Some people that almost want to beat you, some people that will argue with you. I put it to you that there is no God. I say, thank you, sir. Right? So that also helped me too, because like, I have to go out and I have to sell you something that most likely you don't want or you don't know that you want. So for me, those are the techniques. Or the last thing to do is get a co-founder, get a person that just loves to talk. They're called extroverts. They just let me at them. They're like, let me at them. Let me at them. You just bring them into the room like, yes, hey, hi, I like your hair. Oh my God, look at your shirt. And they just get energy from everybody from talking, right? So you can find a co-founder that likes to talk. Yeah, so those are the options. All right.
So the problem I want to solve, the high cost of video production.
Okay.
Now, the measures of
okay.
So when you think about it, it's kind of when you want to create content, I know we have new content, we like some quality, this is something.
But this is like, there's a lot of easy ways and so many DIY how to use your video to shoot. In fact, there's a whole movement of even using an iPhone to shoot a freaking movie.
No, okay. Let me get to the whole idea.
Okay.
So, yes, there is that. But then there is a market audience. I don't know about that.
But they can just Google it. Because the same energy that you use to reach them, the same energy that you use to reach them. So how do you going to reach them first? The same energy you're going to try to use to reach them is the same energy that the people who have done all this DIY stuff are trying to reach them. So how do you know you're going to reach them first? And you cannot build a product that is leveraging on people's ignorance, because they didn't know they're going to hate you. Like the way people hated when they realized that they are also Uber, they're also Uber representatives. Oh my God. It was so funny. My God, hey, guy, even me if I get link. I said, oh, you do? Who would have thought? All right. Okay. No, so all I'm just saying that your business is not going to be sustainable, because it's like there's already something that solves the problem easier, better, and cheaper than you that exists, right? So for me, instead of you going there and fighting, it's like, I'll give an example. So in the US, so there's everybody movie about Men Who Built America. Men Who Built America. John D. Rockefeller, his main product was kerosene. And kerosene was for lamps. There was no light. Once it's night, the whole city used to close, shut down in night. So he had the idea of kerosene to light lamps. And that's why he became massively rich. But then somewhere in the other side of the country, Thomas Edison found electricity, and it was funded by JP Morgan. And they were coming and they were electrifying the country. And like, oh my God, they were killing his business. And what they tried to do was, first of all, it tried to make it look like electricity is dangerous, electricity can kill you, electricity, and it was paying for lots of PR. But even he knew that it wasn't sustainable for his business. How Rockefeller succeeded or survived was that he had to pivot into what we call petrol today. So before then, petrol was a byproduct. They used to throw away petrol, literally. Like imagine, they'll refine crude oil and petrol was thrown away. Yes. And then so one day he was walking around the factory and then he was like, what is this liquid that we're always flushing away and throwing away? It's called gasoline. It's very volatile, very, like it's, petrol is very volatile. It just put fire, boom. It's very volatile. It's very, we can't manage it. And like, okay, let's think about this. And then they have created engines that would run on petrol. And that's how they pivoted from kerosene to petrol. But my point was that he also knew that this tactics was just this delayed tactic of keeping people ignorant. It was like, you're going to try to keep people ignorant. It's hard trying to keep people away from the light. Leave the light, come into the darkness. We can help you with this candle. Right? Is that for 15 naira a candle? So all I'm just saying is that there's a growing, this whole DIY content creation is so big and growing that you literally have to be under a stone. We can create content for people.
So what about we expand not just content creators?
Okay.
Everywhere make your work, your issues. I don't think that's everything everybody can just do.
Okay.
Things and everything. How about we scale it up to that?
Okay.
Just beyond the content creators. Any of the video content creation that anyone wants to do, or give it to as an affordable low cost. So that it's simply more work. Let's have a
Okay, so how are you gonna achieve lesser price? By the way, just curious.
How am I going to achieve
lesser price? Yes.
Well, okay.
You don't have to answer. Just think about it, because for me, like I always believe that. So there's a tendency when you get an idea to think that everybody else that came before you is stupid. It's a very, very it's a tendency. Everybody has it, including me. Just feel like, oh my God, I got this right. Now I've realized that whenever I get something like, why has nobody else thought about it? Why has nobody else done it? If somebody has done it and failed woefully, do you get? So just think about it, right? Because I used to be like, anything you see, you get why. You understand? You see a guy that is so poor, like, oh my God, if only this guy had money, just talk to him for 10 minutes. You will know that you get why. You get why. Don't come and meet that, hey, my uncle is so rich and he doesn't help me. Listen to him for 1 hour. You get why. Notice that. You get why. So all I'm just saying is, right, it's great, laudable that you want to think about a low-cost version, the way those airlines thought about low-cost version, but you have to know something has to give, right? Typically in project management, you cannot, they'll say quality, there's quality, price, and time. These variables have to change. High quality would either cost more at the same time or cost less at more time. Do you understand my point? So you cannot say, I'm going to do high quality, less time at low cost. It's not possible. Something has to give. So it's either that, hey, we will build your house for 200K, or it will take us 7 years. Right? It will take us 7 years to build it for 5, because we will first of all go and bring the clay, we'll be molding the clay one by one, right? Or we can finish the house tomorrow for 200 million. We'll prefabricate it in the factory. I'll come and assemble it for you. You get? So all I'm saying is if you're going to do local, something has to give. It can't be high quality. But maybe you can just say, look, Imshak, all of you guys are crazy. I've been able to crack high quality, low cost, and low time. And you write a book and you get a PhD. All right, cool. But okay, so low quality, so low cost content for anybody. Video content particularly. All right, so but you have to have a customer segment, a specific customer segment. So who is that? Who needs low cost content? Okay, let me tell you who needs low cost content. Let me tell you someone who needs low cost video content. Upcoming artists. I know. So no, they're different. Everybody here is a content creator one way or the other, because all of us have business that we want to promote. We will not come to you. because I will shoot my video now. Hey guys, how you guys doing today? So guess what? That's my content. Filter, one filter, hey, cut this, join, add music, boom, share. I've done my content 30 minutes. I'm not your guy. But I can also shoot my video like this. Hey. Nobody's gonna watch it. So upcoming artists are somewhere in between Clarence Peters and my phone. They're somewhere in between. They will gladly get your content because they need to be on YouTube and they can't just shoot to their phone. Right? So I feel like that might be a niche for you.
So, well, that's
how are you going to reach them? Yeah, how are you going to reach them? Relationships.
So I was thinking about having an office address.
Nope.
And social media.
What is office address for? What is an office address for?
For what I need it for?
Yes.
So that we can see. Okay. No.
You're already in the low cost segment.
Why I need this? Because the people I'm targeting, they know also keep all about social media. The word of mouth, when you start spreading the word of mouth, okay, these people here that are doing this kind of sense.
What's up, post? We'll come to you.
What's up?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, low cost. Like your job is low cost. You cannot incur cost. All you need to do is I'll buy banner, big green banner, chicken. I'll just go and meet the person. Hey, printer, print for me, big green banner. Anywhere you are, we'll come and set up studio. We'll just drop the banner and we'll shoot you. Because all we are doing is background. We're just going to go on. I just need the shots. Yeah, sing, dance. You have any sisters, any friends, any babes? No, we are called. Hey, babe, you want to be a video vixen? You can do it. Trust me, you'll be a star. Come and shake bum bum. Jab bum bum. Come and shake bum bum. Hey, you want to be a star? Come. Hey, pa. Oh yeah. Great. All right, thank you, man. So I'll send you a video tomorrow. Go home. You don't need studio because you are low cost. You don't need to package for anybody because you are low cost. If they don't package, they'll go to Clarence Peters. They know where Clarence Peters is. When they blow, they'll go to Clarence Peters. They know where he is. Do you understand? So,
the question.
Yes.
What's the difference between this customer relationship and channels?
Okay. Customer relationships is how do they hear about you and how do you engage them? Channels is how do you get the product to them or the service to them. This is more about information. This is soft. This is hard, right? So here you're saying I'm using, and sometimes it can be both. It can be the same thing. Your channels, they can maybe hear about you through your website, and the way you get them the product is also through your website. If it's a virtual product, for example, right? It can be the same thing, but many times it's different. So if it's a hard copy product, for example, like her shirts, she can talk to them through social media, but they can't download their shirts. Do you understand? She has to deliver the shirt to them, or they have to come and pick up the shirt physically, right? But how are they going to get their video? Yeah, exactly. But they're not sending them through your website, for example, right? You're not going to send them through your social media handle, right? You're going to reach them through social media. You're not going to send them the video through social media. You're going to send it through the internet, but it's not social media, right? So it cannot be the same thing. And you can read them through WhatsApp also, right? So the different ways you're going to reach them, and how are you going to engage them even after you've reached them? How are you going to keep them? Are you going to build a community? So this is something called content creation, content marketing, which is really major. So because people just hear marketing and they just shut down. Once they feel an advert is an advert, they shut down. So that's why all them, what's their name now, making money, Taoma and the rest, because their content don't look like content. It doesn't look like marketing. It looks like just funny stuff. So content marketing is like, I'm giving you content that you like already, that you enjoy, but my marketing is subtle, right? So for example, someone like Hannah that does shirts, she can start a whole blog about confidence, about boosting your confidence, about the place confidence plays in and then 10 testimonials of people who were shy that became confident. And then inside, you just keep tripping. Like one of the key things about confidence is visualization. You need to constantly put things that encourage you inside. And one of the key places that you can do is you can wear shirts that say nice stuff about you, hang picture frames on your wall, and guess where you can get picture frames? I sell them. Right? So at the beginning, you're like, oh my God, if you're shy, you need to hear this. Tell me, shyness can really take away from you. I agree. You have lost opportunities. Yes. You need to build your confidence. I'm telling you, I need to build my confidence. So these are 5 ways to build your confidence. 1, talk to yourself. Yes, yes. 2, wake up early in the morning and make your bed. Oh yes, I need to make my bed. I've not made my bed today. 3, 4, visualization. 5, instead of visualization, that's where your marketing deal. Then should not say next edition, should not pick 1, talking to yourself. Blog post on talking to yourself. Man, this girl get content. She speak my mind. She know how it do me. Is the 5th one that, in fact, by that time you're already sharing to your friends. Hey, Jennifer, come and read blog posts. Say you're always shy. Come and read blog posts. After that, you don't read blog posts. You'll be saying you're shy. They'll be sharing it. It's blog 5 that she's going to sell. But by that time, she's not selling, they're already comfortable with her. Like, this girl loves me. In fact, even if I don't, I'll buy. Because you have helped me in this time that I've been listening to you. Buy shares. Right? So these are all the ways. This is relationship. This is how you're engaging and keeping your customers, building trust with you. Right? Okay. Anybody else? You guys hold the mic. Don't let the mic go. Let the mic go. Yeah.
What's the difference between value proposition and selling point?
Okay.
Usually they ask, what
yeah. So value proposition is just basically what are you offering. Unique is what stands you out, what's different. Some people might also add what is your unfair advantage, right? So I'll give an example of what an unfair advantage is. Unfair advantage is something that nobody can replicate. So have you noticed that Twitter has copied Clubhouse? Huh? But where Clubhouse? I didn't know this. I just said that there's a feature now in Twitter that is literally Clubhouse. Right? It's like Instagram and Snapchat. Snapchat started doing filter, Instagram just bam, copied it the next day. It's not an unfair advantage. It was unique to Snapchat for like all of 3 days, right? Until the developers built it. An unfair advantage is something that nobody can copy, right? So an example would be No, it's not copyable. It's like this is my grandmother's formula. So for example, my grandfather could cure asthma. Unfortunately, he did not share with anybody before he died. But he had a formula. That's unfair. You cannot copy it. Coca-Cola, the formula. Do you get? So I even could have been copied. They have put litigation everywhere. Try and copy it or crash you with lawsuits. They have all the lawyers in the world. Right, but my point, like unfair advantages or something that someone can't copy. Sometimes it might even be just the passion. It can be that this guy, for example, that guy's unfair advantage I told you about, is that his mother died of diabetes. So even you that want to do the same business, you're not as connected to the problem. Him, whether he's making money or not, he will keep sinking all his wealth, all his savings until he works. Because it's personal to him. It's very personal for him. For you, it's like it's just a business. I bet it does not work. I bet let's move on. He will not move on. Right? So sometimes is that we have someone on our team who has built, imagine that you're trying to build a brand in Nigeria, and you're telling me that my unfair advantage is that the chief engineer of Tesla is my co-founder. Know that car brand, there's nothing you can do to do that. How do you beat that? Tesla is the #1 car brand in the world. The chief engineer of Tesla quit to come and be my co-founder. Come on, you raise money, you raise all the money, people will be begging you, please collect our $100 million. Please now collect our money. Why? Because it's unfair. You cannot buy that experience. Nobody can buy the experience that guy has. Do you get? So those are unfair advantages. You can't be replicated. So typically it's a skill, it's a person, it's a formula, it's something that is unique that nobody can just, you can't buy it, right? So that's the difference. So value proposition is just what am I offering, but this is what is unique about it. Okay. Anything else? Any questions? We're done? Yeah. We closed it already before now. Okay. All right.
So if you have no other questions, or we can engage in link chat for whoever someone is standing in the street.
Okay, good. Last slide. I didn't say my handle. You guys, you put that on, follow me. So that's so Instagram and Twitter. I'm mostly on Instagram. DM me. I respond to every DM, and I also put up some content once in a while. I've not done anything this year, but I need to put up some content this year. But yeah, thank you.
Make me want to go back to school. Yes, because there's always so much left. You hear so much, and then you think you've heard it all, then you hear it again, and then it's different, fresh, and your mind is pouring with business ideas. So I hope you guys have gotten a whole lot. Please do not forget that you should be. I haven't seen funny enough any tags, any social media tags, Twitter, okay. Because I just discovered that, like I said some days ago, British Council seems to be retweeting some people's posts as it is exciting, and that's a way to get on their profile and also take advantage of what they have. So creative posts, this is a creative class anyway, so we're hoping that we'll bring that creativity to play when we're doing our posts. So please don't forget hashtag is CEEP. And if it's on Instagram, it's at NG British Arts or NG British. And then don't forget to tag Cabin Nigeria or Cabin Nigeria store. All right. So thank you so much, Misha. We'll quickly take a group picture and then we'll have our refreshments and